All right, everyone, we've got Warrior of Light coming back on Wednesday, and I actually tweeted out recently that I was really excited by his dream upgrade, and I thought he was kind of a cool unit, and I've always wanted to pull for him, and I was thinking to myself, yeah, I'll tweet this because I don't have to mean it for 4 months. And then guess what? He's here right away. And I'm not going to pull for Warrior of Light. Let's be real. I don't think that he's quite ready, for global in terms of our meta and what's going on. And even in JP, I don't know that he's going to be, swinging any matches per se. So is he somebody that you should be pulling for? Probably not, but let's take a look at what he's getting right now and then compare that to what he'll get in the future and see kind of how that's going to change things for you. But, some of you already have Warrior of Light, and in which case then, you can just look forward to the upgrades because he is an aesthetically cool unit. He is kit wise, he's a pretty unique unit on his main kit, although he's got some so sub jobs. So let's get into it. So first things first, the big thing in global is that he has a master ability too, and we can see it's down here. The light attack and HP up for light allies is here. The defense got upgraded by 10 from 5 to 15, and then 20% magic resistance. So far so good. We even have the increase of chance of being targeted, and that is a very important thing that we can get on a tank because it means that you can't dispel the hate and that he will tank for you at least for 3-ish hits, maybe less, just depending on the range of your enemy and how they come in if they attack other people. But otherwise, the other big thing is that with Warrior of Light, he doesn't have courage or re-raise. So he needs some sort of gimmick that helps him survive. And what they've done here is they've given him the HP recovery. It's a little bit different than the other types because it actually activates at 50% or less. And this is important because the way that the other HP recovery effects activate is because you just know you won't die because you have courage, and that means that you can get super low and get to 1 HP and heal up a whole bunch. Snow's been doing it for a while now, and it's super frustrating for everyone. And this is going to be much more easily activated because Warrior of Light can drop below 50% and then heal himself 40%, which we'll look at in a sec, and you can stack some healing power and stuff. So this is a really good buff, and the idea is that if he's bulky enough that he doesn't get one shot and that he could repeatedly keep healing, and that would be really neat as long as he's going over 50% each time. If you're paired with a healer, this could be possible. The fact that JP doesn't have Sylvie but we do is certainly an opportunity for Warrior of Light to shine compared to on the JP side. We also have the Dream ability, which is 20% more HP and then 20 healing power, and it increases his barrier strength for Invincible Shield. So when we go look at Invincible Shields, in the EX job, it became an all damage barrier, but still 35%. And now it's a 50% in JP when you get to the 140 Dream ability. We're not going to get that in global, but we still do get the his EX upgrades if you're not familiar with those, and they are decent upgrades. Like Breath of Life is a pretty interesting upgrade, although now he has the auto heal, so you wonder even less chances for him to use this, although he typically only used it during the guild battle too, but still an interesting skill. I think the main thing here is that Warrior of Light is just coming at a time where we're not really seeing tanks used as much, and light teams are already kind of in a more of an evasion niche. Although for a new player that's trying to build a team that's sturdy and competitive, then if you already picked Sylvie up, then you picked up Warrior of Light, then you're 2/3 of the way and you just need a carry. So there's circumstances where you might pull for Warrior of Light, but I think that probably most people should not. Okay, so the other thing that we have to look at is the Death Machine rerun, because this used to be a very, very important VC. It's less important now because AoE effect resistance up is something that's much more common for elementals, but now also job type VCs, so this is not nearly as important as it used to be, but it's certainly a very good fire card in the fact that you can get some pierce resistance up on a bestowed. Those are always interesting effects. However, this VC on its own is not a must pull for non-fire players. So the real question here is the Esper. And when we look at the Esper, it's really good. It's got a high amount of HP, and it's kind of an attack-based Esper. The agility is kind of low, but it has charm resistance, which you love to see. And then most importantly, you can get a whole lot of missile resistance on this, as well as a bunch of defense. So the fact that you can get 25% missile resist and 15 defense is a really good tanking Esper. Like, this is an Esper that a lot of people can use. A lot of attackers could use it to kind of withstand some of the missile resistance that we're seeing, or missile attacks that we're seeing right now. And the other part that you have to consider is that this is a fire Esper, so you're also stacking 10% ice resistance right now. And if you know who our main missile attackers are these days, well, they're 2 ice ladies, so you can go ahead and try to counter them a bit with this Esper. So it is a really good Esper. I think that people that are in a good position with their Visior could go ahead and grab it for the future. I still wouldn't recommend most people to, especially free-to-play players, because you have the situation where we have Lynx, Dragon Quest, Ravies, etc., all these things, and a lot of people are already now into the saving for the anniversary mode. So I really can't recommend it personally, like if you wanted me to make your mind up for you. But that's kind of not how it works. You need to be able to consider your own account and what you need. And so if you're wondering if you're like a fire main, if you need this VC, I mean, yeah, I'd say it's probably a pretty good choice. But if you're otherwise, like, I think it really depends on what your Esper game looks like, how important it is for you to have all these different types of defensive Espers, and then you can kind of make your decision from there. And going back quickly to Warrior of Light for a second here, I also want to mention that they did specifically say that the Dream Ability stuff would be coming at the anniversary for him. So they haven't said that for Ravies, so we don't know exactly when that would come. With Warrior of Light, people are saying, well, maybe that means he's not rerunning at the anniversary. I don't know if that's all said and done, right? Like, we got those days of Final Fantasy banners last time, so there's no reason that wouldn't come back again. So it's not going to be your last time or last chance to get Warrior of Light, and I certainly hope so, because I do personally want to add him to my collection at some point. If there happens to be some sort of spectacular deal tomorrow where you could get him, I might actually consider it. But for the most likely scenario is that I don't pull for him. But that's enough from me. I want to hear from you. What are you guys thinking about for this banner for this week? Are you going for Ravies, Warrior of Light, none of the above, maybe the VCs, the Espers, etc.? You can tell me in the comments and we'll get to chatting, and otherwise I'll see you all in the next video.